Navy has inducted 2 Predator drones from an American firm on lease for carrying out surveillance in the Indian Ocean region and which can also be deployed along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh. The American-origin drones have been inducted by the Navy under the emergency procurement powers granted by the Defense Ministry in view of the India-China border conflict. The drones arrived in India in the second week of November and were inducted into flying operations on November 21 at Indian Navy base at INS Rajali. The drones have already started flying operations, and with an endurance capability of being in the air for over 30 hours, they are proving to be a big asset for the maritime force. An American crew from the vendor is also accompanying the equipment and would help the Navy to operate the machines. The drones are flying in Indian colors and would be on lease with India for 1 year, even as the 3 services are preparing the case for acquiring 18 more such drones from the U.S. India and America have been working very closely during the ongoing conflict against Chinese aggression in eastern Ladakh, including help in surveillance and information sharing in all domains. The option of leasing weapon systems has been provisioned under the Defense Acquisition Procedure 2020 and the Defense Procurement Manual -2009 and helps in saving funds, and the responsibility of maintenance also lies with the vendor. Under the lease agreement, the American support staff will only help in the maintenance and technical issues, whereas the sortie planning and the joystick control would be with the Indian Navy personnel. The data gathered by the drones during the flight would also be the exclusive property of the Indian Navy. The Indian Armed Forces have been showing faith in American systems in the last few years for their surveillance requirements, as Indian Navy already has 9 P-8I long-range surveillance planes and would get another 9 in next few years. Indian Army and Indian Air Force yesterday conducted 1 test each of Bramhos supersonic cruise missile in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands territory. Both the tests of DRDO-developed missile were successful. On Tuesday, India successfully test-fired a land attack version of the Bramhos supersonic cruise missile from the Andaman and Nicobar Islands territory. The supersonic cruise missile was test-fired at 10 a.m. and it successfully hit its target, which was on another island. The test was conducted by the Indian Army, which has many regiments of the DRDO-developed missile system. The strike range of Bramhos missile has now been enhanced to over 400 km. The Bramhos supersonic cruise missile is the world's fastest operational system in its class, and recently DRDO has extended the range of the missile system from the existing 298 km to around 450 km. In the last 2 months, DRDO has been successful in testing both new and existing missile systems, including the Shaurya missile system, which can hit targets at over 800 km, and technology demonstration vehicles for hypersonic missile technology. Last month, the Indian Navy had also carried out the test firing of the Bramhos missile from its warship in Chennai to showcase its capability to strike targets at ranges more than 400 km in high seas. India is also working on finding export markets for the supersonic cruise missile, which has been indigenized to a large extent by the DRDO under its project PJ-10. After the launch of the joint venture between India and Russia in the late 90s, the Bramhos supersonic cruise missile has become a potent weapon for all 3 armed forces. The Ministry of Defense is all set to issue a formal tender for making 6 new generation stealth submarines under a $7 billion project that will entail an Indian manufacturer's tie-up with a foreign partner for making these undersea vessels. The formal tender states the request for proposal, RFP, is expected any time now. Known as Project 75 India, it will be done under the Strategic Partnership Model policy to make conventional diesel-electric vessels. The RFP has undergone the process of legal vetting and was expected to be released soon to the shortlisted companies. Issuance of an RFP is the second stage of tendering process. The Indian navies and Russian may hold joint drills in the Baltic Sea, following a meeting of their representatives at the headquarters of Russia's Baltic Fleet, the fleet's press office reported on Wednesday. During a meeting of the Indian military delegation led by naval attaché at the Embassy of the Republic of India in Russia, Commodore Manish Chadha, with Baltic Fleet Commander Admiral Alexander Nosadov, the Indian side expressed its wish to hold joint drills of the fleets of both countries in the Baltic Sea and take part in the events of celebrating Russia's Navy Day in 2021, the press office said in a statement. The meeting also discussed the issues of bilateral naval cooperation and joint drills. The Baltic Fleet commander noted the Indian naval sailors' high skills demonstrated, in particular, during the Indra 2019 Russian-Indian naval anti-piracy maneuvers held in the Indian Ocean in December 2019, the statement says. The level of interaction between the navies of both countries is very high and should be developed further. This will be facilitated by new joint drills, which the Indian side proposes holding in the Baltic Sea. India's representative pointed out. At their meeting, the Russian and Indian delegations also discussed bilateral interaction in building warships for the Indian Navy at Russian shipyards and holding their trials at Baltic Sea ranges. Currently, Russia's Yantar shipyard on the Baltic coast in Kaliningrad has laid down 2 frigates for the Indian Navy, the press office reported. Russia and India signed contracts in November 2018 on the delivery of 4 Project 11,356 frigates. Under the deal, 2 frigates will be built at Russia's Yantar shipyard on the Baltic coast, part of the United Shipbuilding Corporation, and the other 2 at India's Goa Shipyard Limited, GSL. Israelis are holding ceremonies to pay respects to the victims of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, demanding that the perpetrators of the carnage be brought to justice and condemning Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. Israelis and Indian students and caregivers paid respects to the victims in Jerusalem, Rehovot, and Tel Aviv on Wednesday, and ceremonies are planned in Beersheba and Eilat on Thursday. A virtual ceremony on Zoom is also planned for Thursday at 8 p.m. Israel time, 11:30 p.m. East. Hundreds have registered to take part in the event. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give us a like and subscribe our channel, and please drop a comment below if you have any suggestions.